the Bible just doesn't tell you how to get rich, but it also tells you the fastest way to become poor. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 tips that I've learned straight from the Bible. And so number 1 starts off with not having a vision. I've seen so many people, including myself at times, where they're just wandering. What do I do? What do I do? Or don't know what to do, don't have any map, or don't have any end destination in mind, and they're just roaming. They're roaming freely, they're drifting. Napoleon Hill talks about this too. They're drifting. In the Bible, it talks about without a vision, the people perish. One of the biggest things, if you run a company, if you own a company, if you want to get ahead in life, is having a vision. Where do you see, where is the end goal in my end compass? Like, where is it that you want to go? And why is this so important? It's a direction that you are going towards. It's a harbor that you are trying to achieve, right? Yeah, a harbor that you're trying to reach. And the issue people face is not having a harbor, not having some place they want to go. What does this mean to us? This means that whenever something arises, say they're drifting around, and whenever something arises, they go with the flow, right? They go with the flow, and what happens is there's no direction, there's no place for them to go at the end of the day. There's no place for them to go, and they end up wherever whoever is guiding them takes them. And what this means is they never get to the place they really want. So they're getting drifted by their family, they're getting drifted by their employer, you're getting drifted by your parents, your spouses, but you never dictate where you want to go in life. And this is the biggest thing. Without a vision, the people perish. If you run a company, if you want to start a company, one of the biggest things is having a vision for the company. Where is it that you want to lead this company? Because you have to lead the people. You have to lead them to the harbor. There's a story, that I have. It's early on, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I would go from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, and got nowhere. So I built multiple bridges, but I never got across. I built half bridges. And then I truly sat down and wrote down, hey, this is where I want to take this. And in my lending career, it took off, right? But it took time. Like the vision takes time for it to come through. It's like this. It's like you plant a seed. The seed takes time for it to come to fruition. The seed takes time for it to grow into a tree. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And this is one of the biggest unlocks is when you plant a seed. First of all, creating a vision in of itself is difficult. What is it that you want to do? What is it that brings out the best skill sets in you, right? So that in of itself is a skill set, and that's something that people need to learn, is how can I set vision? How can I set vision properly and not jump ships midway through every single time? Instead of jumping ships, you just course correct. How can I course correct, not jump into a whole different ship or start going to a different harbor midway through, right? And that takes preparation. That takes preparation before you get going on your journey, right? And also, the second thing is not seeking mastery in whatever that vision is, whatever that goal is, whatever the thing that you pick to do, or whatever thing you want to dominate. The Bible talks about dominating, take dominion over the land. Whatever land it is that you want to dominate, not having mastery over it, right? It talks about, there's this book by, there's this recording by Earl Nightingale. It talks about acres of diamonds, right? You are laying in your acres of diamond. In your acres, there are diamonds. And the thing you need to do is study, observe, and dig deep enough, long enough for you to learn the skill sets needed to succeed. Because you have to think about it. The grass always seems greener on the other side. But one thing people don't tell you is the grass is greener where you water it. You have to plant the seeds and you have to water it. That's where the grass will be greener. Somebody else's field might be greener, filled with more, because they water and take care of it more, right? And that talks about mastery, being a master at what you do, being a master of every little nuance, learning, improving every single day in that specific task of yours. And that's the biggest thing, and it leads into number 3. Once you become a master, can you communicate with people? People are the one who, God's children, people are the ones who at the end of the day, they carry the funds, they carry the finances needed to get ahead, right? Needed. There's a value exchange. Can you communicate in the way the Bible talks about you being able to communicate? Your mouth will feed your stomach. What does that mean? Can you communicate? Can you communicate in writing? Can you communicate in email? Can you get along with other people? Can you treat other people how they want to be treated or how you want to be treated? So one of the biggest things in business, biggest things in life, can you treat other people how you want to be treated? If you could do that, you can accomplish anything. Can you communicate with somebody how you want to be communicated with? Right? And so that way they understand. Some people are like, I hate people. I don't like people. But then why? They're the ones who help you. They're the ones who get you places. Without people, then there's nothing. I get it, people are introverts, but still you need to master this one thing is, how can I communicate with other people? How can I become a master at communication and talking and getting my point across? And that leads being able to communicate, mastery. And once you establish mastery, is how do you establish the mastery? Can you manage what you have first? The Bible talks about growth. It talks about exponential growth, not linear growth. The only way you can do that is, can you first manage where you're currently at? It talks about money. There's a story in my life where I wanted more. I wanted more income, wanted more funds, wanted more assets. And this one thing, it dawned on me, reading the Bible, reading Proverbs, is, can you first manage what you have? Those who can manage what they have, more will be given to them. So the question is this. The question isn't how much can you gain? How much can you gain? The question is this. How much can you manage what you currently have? How tight can you keep what you have? How can you organize what you have? How can you keep clean what you have? How can you take the best care of what you currently have? How can you be grateful for what you have and steward it well? Be a good steward, so that way when more flows, you can handle it. Can you handle $1 million right now? Can you handle $100,000 in income? 200,000, 300,000, 400,000? Can you even handle it without it going to waste? Most people can't handle it. And so what that means is, can you first manage what you have before more is given to you? Think of this as, you're an employer. You look at two people. One person can handle every single thing he does. Anything you give him, he takes good care of it. He cherishes it. Whatever you give him, he turns it into gold. And you have another person who, whatever you give, they just struggle. They're struggling. They don't know what to do. They just cannot get ahead. They just cannot manage the workload that's been given to them. And think about this. From an owner's perspective, you have these two people, and these two people come to you and they're asking for more workload, more responsibility. You look at them, you look at what they've been dealing with. Who are you to give more responsibility to? The person who can handle it and handle it well, or the person who struggles with what's already given to them? Think of it from that perspective. Who are you willing to give it to? Exactly. You are willing. Would you give it to the person who can barely handle what they have? No, you would not. You would give it to the person who does not have enough, who has and who can maintain what they have, and you'll give it to them because you know they'll take good care of it and they can handle it. That's called stewardship, being a good steward. That is a way to stay poor, is not handling what you have and thinking that more is the answer. More is not always the answer. What's the answer is, can you handle what you have? That leads into the fifth thing that will keep you poor. Not being generous. What does this even mean? Being so tight-fisted with your money, with your time, with your time is very important. Money is very important. But being so close-fisted, where even giving or going out to coffee, going out for meals, you're not offering to pay or paying for people. If you ask for somebody's time, at least pay for their coffee, pay for their meals. Being so close-fisted with money, a closed fist will never receive. A closed fist cannot receive. The Bible also talks about the generous heart is the one who gains it all. It measures your giving, your generosity. That's the tool that's being used to measure it. A closed fist can never receive. A closed fist can never receive. So you being generous opens your fist to be able to receive more, to understand the principle that there is more to life. There's more to life than $5-10. Stewardship is completely different. But keep in mind, that who can give more will receive more. Why is that? Why is that? Think about this. Just think hard about this. Why is it that the person who can give more, who can continuously give, receive more? The reason is they act as a vessel. If something needs to be done, it flows through that person, because guess what? They are willing to do the work. They're willing to give what's needed for an outcome to come to pass. The person who's not willing to do the work, the person who's not willing to give, it's a closed fist, it's a closed end. It is not a vessel for information, for tools, for resources to flow. And that is a big thing. Being generous to people, being generous with the words you share with people, being generous with the meals you have with people, the funds, not being closed-fisted, being more open-fisted. That is the mindset to have. And just do this. There are many principles in the Bible to live your life and to exceed and to do well. It takes hard work. It takes time, but anything worth doing isn't easy. Everything I've shared is not easy. It takes time, it takes effort. But what else is there? It's either you lay in bed and do absolutely nothing, or you get out and you make it happen. And your time is now. Like, this is a sign that you need to move. Desire without knowledge is not good. Desire without knowledge is not good. You can have the desire, but you still need to gain the knowledge. And you have to act on whatever you've been given. Wisdom is doing the knowledge. Everything you've learned is applying that, apply it to your life, apply it to help more people. It's a growing economy. If you cannot help grow the economy, then what is it that we're being stewards of? We've been put on this planet to reproduce, multiply. What is it for us to do? Act in a way where we can multiply our funds, our families, our lives, help other people grow. That is what we've been put here on this earth to do. And so this is my goal for this, is to be able to do this. And if this has helped you, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to have more coming out to you guys. I'll have my websites up and running as well. And poverty is a trap. Escape it. Get out of it. Like, your time is now. And stay blessed by the best, and I'll catch you on the next one.